do you think would happen if they made a law that said that manufacturers had to pay labor, true labor rate, to companies fixing or replacing their products within the warranty period? Do you think, A, the warranties would get shorter, or B, the products would get better? I posed that question to a guy today, and without missing a beat, he said the warranties would get shorter. And I think he's right. Look at that sweat joint. Probably cost $500 to buy that header when they put this thing in and they sweat it like that. And so some of you may be familiar with this job. I was here the other day, and I was trying to complete some warranty work. Originally, I had made a case to Navien that it probably wasn't a good idea to be doing the repairs that we were doing because the boiler was not in good shape, and after a significant amount of leakage over time, was causing the cabinet to corrode. And they told me no, that wasn't the case. Turned out to be the case. So after fighting with them, I finally got them to approve a new boiler for this customer. Of course, we didn't raise our price or get paid for the other thing, but that's because we are the sacrificial lamb. Anyway, the model of boiler that the customer originally had was no longer available. It was discontinued. And they said because of that, we had to get this different style of boiler, which the tappings were completely different. And they said we would have to buy a new manifold for underneath it. And that manifold would be $545. Just want to clarify that the total cost of this entire boiler was $1,971. For a crappy little pipe setup below, they want more than 25% of the total value of the boiler. So I did what made sense to me. I unsweat from the valves and I refit it with 1-inch copper. I didn't put any service valves because flushing a boiler independently from the rest of the system is stupid. I mean, let's just be honest with ourselves here. I start to get really tired of all the nonsense. Now, the reason that they had said that the old heat exchanger had failed was because of a venting issue, that the vents were too close together, and basically we were sucking combustion gases through the intake air, and there wasn't enough oxygen for proper combustion, and that's why the heat exchanger leaked. And I asked the guy from Navien, have you ever heard what 150,000 BTUs running out of oxygen sounds like? I said, have you ever seen what a burn like that does to a heat exchanger? And he argued with me. He told me I didn't know what I was talking about, that I'd been in the field too long. And just because I say that something happens doesn't mean that's what happens. I thought that was a strange comment, but as it turns out, Navien has magically created a flame that burns perfectly in the absence of oxygen. Look at that. But anyway, I went ahead and fixed that venting issue that they were talking about. Johnny had to fix one of his joints on his side of the header. That's a shame. But there's our new boiler, flex line and all. On a totally unrelated note, I hope the condensate collector box is cured properly on this one. Just a passing thought. Anyway,